Please, Mom, don't do this. I was 22, standing in the kitchen where Dad used to make pancakes every Sunday, watching my mother pack his coffee mugs into a cardboard box labelled Goodwill in her sharp handwriting. Caroline, honey, you have to understand, Riker needs this more than we do. She didn't even look up from the box. He's going through such a hard time with the divorce, and that condo he's buying needs work. The down payment alone. What about me? The words came out smaller than I intended. Where am I supposed to go? That's when she finally looked at me. Not with love or concern, but with that tired expression she'd perfected over the years. The one that said I was being dramatic, selfish, unreasonable. You're young, you'll figure it out. Riker has 3 kids to think about. 3 kids he barely saw. 3 kids from a marriage he'd destroyed by sleeping with his wife's sister. But I didn't say that. I'd learned by then that defending myself against Riker was like trying to hold water in my hands. This house is all I have left of Dad. Don't be so dramatic, it's just a house. Just a house, the place where Dad taught me to change a tyre in the garage, where he'd sit with me on the front porch during thunderstorms because I was scared of the lightning, where his workshop in the basement still smelled like sawdust and old spice, even 2 years after the heart attack took him. I can get a job. I can help with the mortgage payments. Please. She sealed the box with packing tape, the sound sharp and final. The decision's made, Caroline. The realtor thinks we can get $250 for it, maybe more. Riker's already put an offer on that condo. I stood there watching her pack away our life, piece by piece, and something inside me went cold. Not sad cold, not angry cold, just empty. My name is Caroline, and that was the day I learned that some people will throw you away to save someone who's already drowning. 10 years later, I'm sitting in that same kitchen, but everything's different now. The walls are painted a warm cream instead of the faded yellow Mom never bothered to update. New granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, hardwood floors that gleam under the pendant lights I had installed last month. I bought it back, every single inch of it. The previous owners had let it fall apart, peeling paint, broken fixtures, a leak in the basement that warped half the foundation. It took me 3 years of negotiations, cash offers, and patience I didn't know I had, but I got it. I paid for it with money I saved, living in Skylar's spare bedroom, eating ramen for dinner, working 2 jobs and taking night classes. Money I made from the business I built from nothing while my family thought I'd disappeared into some tragic spiral of my own making. They have no idea I own this place, no idea I've been watching the neighbourhood Facebook group, seeing Mom's comments about how lovely it looks now that someone's finally taking care of it properly. The irony tastes better than wine. I'm signing the final deed transfer papers when my phone buzzes. A voicemail from a number I haven't seen in 8 years but still recognise immediately. Caroline, honey, it's Mom. Her voice sounds older, more fragile. I know we haven't talked in a while, but I really need to speak with you. Something's happened with Riker and we need a place to stay. Just for a little while. I got your number from Skylar. I hope that's okay. Please call me back. It's important. I set the phone down and look around my kitchen. My house, my sanctuary that I built from the ashes of their betrayal. The same house they sold to fund my brother's 3rd divorce and condo renovation. The same house where Mom told me I'd figure it out while packing away the last pieces of my childhood. I pour myself a glass of wine, a nice Pinot Noir, not the cheap stuff I used to buy, and listen to the message again. We need a place to stay. I almost laugh. Almost. Instead, I pick up my phone and dial her back. It rings twice before she answers, breathless and desperate. Caroline, oh, thank God, I wasn't sure you'd call back. Hi, Mom, I got your message. Yes, well, like I said, we're in a bit of a situation here, and I was hoping... Come over tomorrow, 2:00. We can talk." "Oh, wonderful. Where should we meet? Do you have an apartment now, or—" "I'll text you the address." I hang up before she can ask more questions, then type out the address of our old house. The house she sold, the house I now own. Tomorrow should be interesting. I'm sitting on the front porch at 1:55 p.m, watching a beat-up Honda Civic crawl down the street like it's running on fumes and prayers. The car I remember Mom driving was a silver Lexus, Dad's last gift to her before the heart attack. This thing looks like it's held together with duct tape and desperation. The car stops in front of my house. My house. The irony still hits like a shot of whiskey. Mom gets out first, moving slower than I remember. Her hair is more grey than brown now, pulled back in a messy ponytail. She's wearing a faded sweater that's seen better decades and jeans with a hole in the knee. Not the put-together woman who used to host dinner parties and judge my life choices. Riker unfolds himself from the passenger seat like he's in pain. He's thinner, hollow-cheeked, with the kind of pallor that screams, "I've been living off gas station coffee and regret." His once perfect smile is nowhere to be found. They both have suitcases, 2 each. Mum starts walking toward the house, then stops dead when she sees the mailbox. Her mouth falls open as she reads the name painted in neat black letters. C. Walton. The suitcase slips from her hand and hits the sidewalk with a thud. "Caroline," her voice is barely a whisper. I stand up slowly, smoothing down my dress. It's a nice dress, navy blue, professional, the kind I wear to client meetings now. The kind I could never afford when I was sleeping on Skylar's couch. "Hi, Mum. Riker." Riker's staring at the mailbox like it might bite him. "What the hell is this?" "Language, Riker." I walk down the porch steps, taking my time. "This is my house, the house you're standing in front of." "Your house?" Mom's voice cracks. "But when did you—" "I bought it 3 months ago. Paid cash." The silence stretches between us like a chasm. Mum looks like she might faint. Riker looks like he might run. "You bought our house," Mum says finally. "My house," I correct. "You sold your house 10 years ago, remember? To help Riker with his condo." Riker kicks at a pebble on the sidewalk. "Look, Caroline, if this is some kind of joke—" "Do I look like I'm joking?" He doesn't answer. Smart man. Mum picks up her suitcase with shaking hands. "I don't understand. How could you afford—" "Hard work, something you might remember if you think back far enough. Caroline, please." Her eyes fill with tears. "I know we haven't talked in a while, but you're still my daughter. We're family. Are we?" The question hangs in the air like smoke. Mum wipes her eyes with the back of her hand, smearing her mascara. "We have nowhere else to go," she whispers. I study them both. Mum with her desperate eyes and trembling hands, Riker with his jaw clenched, probably calculating how quickly he can charm his way out of this situation. "What happened to the condo?" Riker's face darkens. "It's complicated. I have time." "The divorce got messy," Mom says quickly. "Natasha took everything, the condo, the car, even his tools. She froze all the accounts. We've been staying in a motel for 3 weeks, but you ran out of money. Caroline, honey, I know this is awkward, but if we could just stay here for a few days. In my house. Yes, in your house, just until we get back on our feet." I look at the house behind me. The house where Dad used to read me bedtime stories, where I learned to ride a bike in the driveway, where Mom told me I'd have to figure it out, while she packed away my childhood to fund my brother's mistakes. "You can stay," I say finally. Mum's face lights up like Christmas morning. "Oh, Caroline, thank you. I knew you'd— But there are rules." The light in her eyes dims slightly. "Rules? This is my house, my rules. You don't like them, there's a Motel 6 on Highway 9. Riker steps forward. "Now, wait just a damn minute. Rule number 1, no swearing in my house." He closes his mouth so fast, I hear his teeth click. "Rule number 2, you both contribute. Chores, cooking, cleaning. I'll make a schedule." Caroline, we're not children, Mom protests. Then don't act like them. I pull out my phone and open the Notes app. Rule number 3, rent is $50 a week, each, cash only, due every Sunday. $50? Riker's voice goes up an octave. We don't have... Then you better find jobs. Rule number 4, no guests without my permission. Rule number 5, curfew is 11 p.m. on weeknights, midnight on weekends. This is insane, Riker mutters. Rule number 6, my house, my TV, my music, my food, unless you buy your own. Rule number 7, any damage, you pay for it. Mom is crying again, but quietly now. This feels so cruel, Caroline. Does it? I tilt my head, because I remember someone telling me I'd figure it out when I had nowhere to go. I remember someone choosing their son's 3rd divorce over their daughter's basic stability. That's not fair. Fair? I laugh, and it sounds sharp even to my own ears. Mum, I slept on a couch for 2 years because you sold the only home I'd ever known. I ate peanut butter sandwiches for dinner because I couldn't afford groceries. Don't talk to me about fair. The silence stretches again. A car drives by and I wave at Mrs. Patterson from down the street. She waves back, probably wondering who these people are with the suitcases. So, I say, slipping my phone back into my pocket, do you want to come inside and talk about the rules, or should I help you load those suitcases back into your car? Mum looks at Riker. Riker looks at the ground. We'll take the room, Mum says quietly. Rooms, I correct. You're not married. You get separate bedrooms. I turn and walk back up the porch steps, not bothering to see if they follow. They do. Inside, I hand them each a printed sheet of paper. Mum holds it like it might explode. House rules, I explain, settling into Dad's old armchair. I had it reupholstered in navy leather, but it still feels like him. Read them carefully. Riker scans the page, his face getting redder with each line. This is ridiculous. No alcohol on the premises. Lights out by midnight. What are we, teenagers? You're acting like them. Caroline, honey, Mom interrupts, still clutching the paper. Some of these seem a bit extreme, like this one about job applications. 5 per day, each. But I'm 59 years old. Who's going to hire me? McDonald's is always hiring. So is Walmart. Target's pretty good about older workers. Mom's face crumples. You want me to work at McDonald's? I want you to work somewhere. Anywhere. Because rent is due every Sunday and I'm not running a charity. Riker throws the paper on my coffee table. This is insane. We're family. Family doesn't sell your childhood home to fund their golden child's 3rd divorce. That was 10 years ago. And here we are. I stand up and walk to the kitchen, pulling out a laminated chore chart from the drawer. Mum, you get bathrooms and laundry. Riker, you get kitchen duty and trash. I've already assigned days. I'm not doing dishes, Riker says flatly. Then you're not eating my food. Your food? I open the refrigerator and point to the contents. My groceries, my electricity keeping them cold, my house storing them. You want to eat? You contribute. Mum joins us in the kitchen, running her fingers along the granite countertop. This is beautiful, Caroline. Really beautiful. Your father would have loved these updates. Don't. Don't what? Don't bring up Dad. You lost the right to use his memory as emotional manipulation when you sold his house. She flinches like I slapped her. Riker leans against the counter, trying to look casual. Look, sis, I know we got off on the wrong foot here, but maybe we can work something out. I've got some business deals in the works. No. You didn't even hear what I was going to say. I don't need to. The answer is no to whatever scheme you're cooking up. It's not a scheme. It's a legitimate investment opportunity. Like the condo was? His jaw tightens. That wasn't my fault. Natasha went crazy during the divorce. She took things that were legally mine. Were they, though? What's that supposed to mean? I don't answer. Instead, I pull out 2 keys from the junk drawer. Mum, you get the guest room upstairs. Riker, you get the basement bedroom. The basement? He looks horrified. That's not even a real bedroom. It has a bed, a dresser, and a window. It's a bedroom. It's a basement. It's free housing. Take it or leave it. Mum takes her key with shaking hands. Caroline, I understand you're angry. I'm not angry, Mom. Angry would be emotional. This is business. Business? You need housing. I have housing. You pay rent, follow rules, contribute to the household. It's a simple transaction. But we're not strangers. We're your family. My family sold my home and left me sleeping on a couch for 2 years. Riker pushes off from the counter. You know what? Fine. I'll play your little game for now. But this isn't over. Actually, it is. These aren't negotiations, Riker. These are the terms. He storms toward the basement door, then stops. Where's the TV down there? There isn't one. What am I supposed to do? Read a book, journal, reflect on your life choices? I don't really care. He disappears down the basement stairs, his footsteps heavy on each step. Mum stands in the kitchen looking lost. I should probably unpack, she says quietly. Probably. She starts toward the stairs, then turns back. Caroline, I know you don't want to hear this, but I really am sorry. About the house. About everything. Are you sorry you did it, or sorry you got caught needing help? She doesn't answer. That night, I'm reading in the living room when I hear the front door creak open. It's 11:47 p.m. I check my phone and wait. Footsteps on the porch. The door closes softly like someone's trying not to wake anyone. I give it 10 minutes, then walk to the basement door. I can smell the alcohol from the top of the stairs. The next morning I'm installing a keypad lock on the front door when Mom comes down for coffee. What's that for? Security upgrade. But we don't have the code. You will, when you earn it. Riker stumbles upstairs 20 minutes later, looking like death warmed over. He stops when he sees the lock. What the hell is that? Language. Caroline, this is going too far. Is it because someone decided to go bar hopping last night instead of following house rules? His face goes pale. I don't know what you're talking about. Riker, you smell like a distillery and there's a receipt from Murphy's Tavern sticking out of your pocket. He looks down, realizes his mistake, and shoves the receipt deeper into his pocket. The code changes weekly, I continue. You get it when you prove you can follow the rules. Until then, you knock and wait for me to let you in. This is insane. This is consequences. Mum sets down her coffee mug with shaking hands. Caroline, please, he made a mistake. He made a choice. Actions have consequences. I learned that lesson 10 years ago. I finish programming the lock and test it twice. The beeping sound echoes through the house like a timer counting down to something inevitable. Breakfast is in 20 minutes, I announce. Whoever's cooking today better get started. I walk back to my bedroom, leaving them standing in the hallway, staring at the lock that now controls their access to the only shelter they have left. From my room, I hear Mom whisper, "What have we done?" But Riker doesn't answer. 3 days later, I'm coming back from my morning run when I hear Mum's voice drifting through her bedroom window. I know, but she's being completely unreasonable, making us pay rent, giving us chores like we're children, and the lock on the front door, it's like living in a prison. I stop stretching and move closer to the house. No, you don't understand. She's changed. She's cold, calculating. I think she might be having some kind of mental breakdown. My blood turns to ice. I'm worried about her, honestly. This isn't the daughter I raised. There's something wrong with her. I walk through the front door, not bothering to be quiet. Mum's voice cuts off abruptly upstairs. "Mum!" I call out. "Can you come down here, please?" Footsteps across the floor, a door closing, more footsteps on the stairs. She appears in the living room wearing her fake smile, the one she used to put on for church ladies and nosy neighbours. "Hi, honey, how was your run? Who were you talking to?" "What do you mean?" "On the phone, just now." Her smile falters. "Oh, that was just Just a friend from my old book club. Which friend? You don't know her. Try me. Caroline, I don't understand why you're interrogating me. I cross my arms. Because I heard you telling someone I'm mentally unstable. The colour drains from her face. I never said that. You said I was having a mental breakdown, that something's wrong with me. I was just concerned. About what, exactly? About this. She gestures around the room. About the way you're treating us. The rules, the rent, the lock. It's not normal, Caroline. What's not normal is a mother selling her daughter's childhood home to fund her son's third divorce. That's not what happened, isn't it? She sits down heavily on the couch. Riker was in a bad place. He needed help. And I didn't. You were young. You had your whole life ahead of you. I was homeless, Mum. I slept on a couch for 2 years. You had Skylar. I had a friend who took pity on me because my own mother threw me away. Tears start rolling down her cheeks. I didn't throw you away. Then what would you call it? Before she can answer, there's a knock at the door. I check the peephole and see a woman in her 50s with silver hair and a concerned expression. Yolanda, I say, opening the door. How are you? Yolanda has lived next door since I was 12. She used to bring Dad homemade cookies when he was working in the garage. Caroline, honey, I hope you don't mind me stopping by. I saw your mother through the window yesterday and wanted to say hello. Of course. Come in. Mum wipes her eyes quickly and stands up. Yolanda, how nice to see you. Tamara. Yolanda's voice is polite but cool. I was surprised to see you here. We're just visiting Caroline for a while. Visiting? Yolanda nods slowly. That's interesting. I offer Yolanda coffee, which she accepts. We sit in the living room, the tension thick enough to cut. You've done beautiful work with the house, Caroline, Yolanda says. Your father would be so proud. Thank you. He always said this house would come back to you someday, even after... She glances at Mom. Well, even after it was sold. Mom shifts uncomfortably. We did what we thought was best at the time. Did you? Yolanda's eyebrows raise. Because I remember you trying to sell it even before Riker's divorce was final. The coffee mug freezes halfway to my lips. What? Oh, yes, Yolanda continues, seemingly oblivious to the bomb she just dropped. You had that realtor out here, what was it, 6 months before Riker even filed the papers. I remember because I asked if everything was okay, and you said you were just exploring options. Mum's face has gone white. Yolanda, I think you're confused. Am I? Because I have a very good memory for these things, especially when they involve this house. Your father loved this place so much, Caroline. He used to tell me he hoped you'd raise your own children here someday. I set down my coffee cup carefully. Mum, is that true? I don't remember... You don't remember having a realtor come look at the house 6 months before Riker's divorce. It was just... We were just looking at our options. What options? Caroline, you're making this sound worse than it was. How could it be worse? You sold my home to fund Riker's divorce. Now, I find out you were planning it before he even needed the money. Yolanda looks between us, finally sensing the tension. Oh dear, I hope I haven't said something I shouldn't have. No, I tell her. You've said exactly what needed to be said. Mum stands up abruptly. I think I need some air. Sit down. Caroline. Sit down. She sits. Yolanda, what else do you remember about that time? Yolanda glances at Mom, then back at me. Well, there were a lot of phone calls, late at night, and that man who kept coming by. What man? I never got his name. Expensive suit, fancy car. He'd meet with your mother on the porch sometimes. My stomach drops. What did he look like? Tall, dark hair, maybe 45. He had one of those smiles that doesn't reach his eyes. I know that smile. I've seen it across dinner tables and at family gatherings for years. Deacon, I whisper. Mum's face crumbles. Caroline, please. Riker's friend Deacon was here before the divorce. It's not what you think. Then what is it? She doesn't answer. Yolanda stands up, clearly uncomfortable. I should probably go. Caroline, it was lovely seeing you again. I walk her to the door. Thank you for stopping by. Caroline? She lowers her voice. Your father always said you were the strong one. He said you'd be okay no matter what happened. I think he was right. After she leaves, I turn back to Mom. She's crying again, but this time it looks different. Less manipulation, more genuine fear. Start talking, I say. Caroline, you have to understand. I don't have to understand anything, but you have to explain everything. She takes a shaky breath. Deacon came to me with a business opportunity, an investment. He said if I could come up with some capital, he could triple it within a year. And you believed him? He showed me paperwork, projections. It looked legitimate. So you decided to sell my home to invest in Deacon's scheme. It wasn't a scheme. At least, I didn't think it was. What happened to the money, Mom? She doesn't answer. What happened to the money? It's gone, she whispers. All of it. The room goes silent except for the ticking of Dad's old clock on the mantel. So Riker's divorce was just an excuse. No, he really did need help. But that's not why you sold the house. She shakes her head, tears streaming down her face. I walk to the window and look out at the street where I used to ride my bike, where Dad taught me to parallel park, where I thought I'd bring my own kids someday to show them the house where Mommy grew up. Get out, I say quietly. Caroline, get out of my house. Please, we have nowhere else to go. You should have thought of that before you gambled away my inheritance. It wasn't your inheritance. It was my house to sell. I turn around slowly. Was it, Mom? Because Dad's will left it to both of us. I've seen the paperwork. Her face goes completely white. You forged my signature on the sale documents, didn't you? She doesn't answer, but she doesn't need to. The truth is written all over her face. Get out, I repeat. Both of you, now. Caroline, please, now! My voice echoes through the house like a gunshot. Upstairs, I hear Riker's door open. What's going on? He calls down. Pack your bags, I tell him. You're leaving. Like hell we are. Like hell you're not. But, as I'm saying it, I hear the mailman's truck outside. Through the window I see him walking up the path with a certified letter addressed to Riker, from someone named Natasha. The mailman hands me the certified letter with a polite smile. For Riker Walton. He's here. I sign for it, my hand steady despite everything that just happened. Riker comes downstairs, looking suspicious. What's that? Mail for you. I hold out the letter. From Natasha. His face goes pale. I don't want it. Too bad, it's certified. Someone thinks it's important. Mum wipes her eyes. Maybe it's good news. Maybe she wants to reconcile. She wants to reconcile with the man who maxed out their joint credit cards and disappeared. I shake my head. Mum, even you can't be that naive. Riker snatches the letter from my hand. Fine, I'll read it later. Read it now. Caroline, read it now. He tears open the envelope with shaking hands. His eyes scan the page, and with each line he looks sicker. Well? Mum asks. Riker crumples the letter and throws it toward the trash can. It bounces off the rim and lands on the floor. I pick it up and smooth it out. Dear Riker, I read aloud. My attorney has discovered additional fraudulent activity on our joint accounts. The District Attorney's Office will be filing charges for credit card fraud, identity theft, and embezzlement. You have 48 hours to turn yourself in before a warrant is issued for your arrest. Mum gasps. Riker, what did you do? I didn't do anything. The evidence includes forged signatures on loan applications, unauthorized credit lines opened in my name, and the liquidation of my retirement account without my knowledge or consent. I continue reading. The total amount stolen is $127,000. Stolen? Mum's voice is barely a whisper. Riker starts pacing. It wasn't stolen. That money was community property. I had every right to forge her signature. I fold the letter carefully. To open credit cards in her name. You don't understand the situation. Then explain it. It's complicated. I have time. He stops pacing and looks at me with desperate eyes. The condo deal fell through. I had already put money down, signed contracts. I needed to cover the losses. So you stole from your wife. Ex-wife. She wasn't your ex-wife when you took the money. Mum sinks onto the couch. Riker, please tell me this isn't true. Mum, I was trying to protect our assets. If the divorce went through and she got half of everything, we'd lose the house, the investments, everything Dad worked for. Dad didn't work for your third wife's retirement account, I point out. You don't get it. Natasha was vindictive. She was going to take everything just to hurt me. So you took everything first to hurt her. I was protecting the family. What family? The words come out sharper than I intended. The family that sold my childhood home. The family that left me homeless. That family? Riker's jaw tightens. Everything I did was for this family. Everything you did was for yourself. Mum stands up suddenly. Stop it, both of you. This fighting isn't helping anyone. You're right, I say. Fighting isn't helping. You know what would help? The truth. I pull out my phone and scroll through my contacts. Who are you calling? Mum asks. Deacon. Riker lunges for my phone. Don't. I step back. Why not? If he's such a good friend, maybe he can help explain this investment opportunity that cost us our house. Caroline, please. The phone rings twice before a familiar voice answers. Caroline. Jesus, I haven't heard from you in years. Hi, Deacon. I'm here with Mom and Riker. Mind if I put you on speaker? Sure. Is everything okay? I hit the speaker button. We're just talking about old times. Remember that investment opportunity you brought to Mom about 10 years ago? The silence on the other end stretches for several seconds. Deacon? Mum's voice is small. Are you there? Yeah, I'm here. Listen, Tamara, about that whole thing. What whole thing? Riker interrupts. The real estate investment, Deacon says slowly. The one that went south. What real estate investment? Riker's voice is getting higher. I watch Mum's face crumble as she realizes what's about to come out. Deacon, I say sweetly, Riker doesn't know about the investment. He thinks Mum sold the house to help him with his divorce. Oh, shit. Language, I say automatically. Riker, man, I'm sorry. I thought you knew. Your mum came to me looking for ways to make some quick money. I had this deal, seemed legit at the time. What deal? Riker's voice is deadly quiet. Flipping houses in Florida. The developer had all the right paperwork, showed us properties, profit projections. It looked solid. How much money? Riker, Mom starts. How much money, Deacon? $250,000, the full amount from the house sale. Riker turns to stare at Mom. You told me you gave me the money from the house. I did give you money. How much? $30,000 for the condo down payment. $30,000. His voice is flat. Out of $250,000. The rest was supposed to be an investment for all of us, for the family. And where is it now? Deacon clears his throat. The developer disappeared, took everyone's money and vanished. The FBI is still looking for him. The room goes completely silent. So, let me get this straight, Riker says finally. You sold Caroline's childhood home. You told her it was to help me with my divorce. You told me you were giving me the money from the sale. But actually, you gave me $30,000 and gambled away the other $220,000 on some scam. It wasn't a scam when I invested, and now you're both broke and homeless because you lost everything on a con man. Riker, please. And Caroline had to buy back her own house because you're both too stupid and selfish to make decent decisions. Hey, Deacon's voice comes through the phone. That's not fair. I hang up on him. Riker is staring at Mom like he's seeing her for the first time. You destroyed our family for nothing. I was trying to help. You were trying to get rich quick. And you used Caroline's inheritance to do it. Mum starts crying again, but this time even I can tell it's genuine. Not manipulation, just pure, devastating regret. I'm sorry, she whispers. I'm so sorry. But Riker isn't listening anymore. He's looking at me with something that might be respect. Caroline, he says quietly, I owe you an apology. Do you? I thought, all these years, I thought she sold the house to help me. I thought you were angry at me for taking money I never actually got. I don't respond. I'm still a screw-up, he continues. I still made my own mistakes. But I didn't know about this. I swear I didn't know. Does it matter? He thinks about that for a long moment. Yeah, I think it does. Outside, a car door slams. Through the window I see a black sedan parked across the street. 2 people in suits getting out. Riker, I say calmly, I think your 48 hours just ran out. The suits walk up my front path like they own the place. The woman is tall, blonde, all business. The man looks like he bench presses small cars for fun. Riker Walton? The woman holds up a badge through my screen door. Riker goes completely still. Yeah. Detective Martinez, Fraud Division. This is Detective Brooks. We need you to come with us. Mum jumps up from the couch. Wait, what's happening? Ma'am, your son is under arrest for multiple counts of fraud and identity theft. There's been a mistake, Mom says, rushing toward the door. Riker would never... Mum, stop. Riker's voice is resigned. Just stop. Detective Martinez reads him his rights while Detective Brooks keeps his hand near his gun. Standard procedure, but it makes everything feel more real. Do you understand these rights as I've read them to you? Yeah. Riker, Mom's voice cracks. Don't say anything without a lawyer. I understand my rights, he tells the detective, ignoring Mom completely. They cuff him on my front porch, the same porch where Dad used to sit with me during thunderstorms, where I used to wait for the school bus every morning. Caroline, Riker says as they lead him toward the car. Take care of her, okay? I don't answer. The black sedan drives away and suddenly the house feels enormous and empty. Mum collapses back onto the couch, sobbing. This is all my fault, she keeps saying. This is all my fault. For once, I don't disagree with her. I leave her crying in the living room and go down to the basement. Riker's temporary bedroom looks like a tornado hit it, clothes everywhere. Empty beer bottles hidden behind the dresser, cigarette butts in a coffee mug. But it's not the mess that catches my attention. It's the corner of something sticking out from under the mattress. I pull out a manila folder thick with papers, bank statements, credit reports, legal documents, all in Natasha's name, and at the bottom, something that makes my blood run cold. Therapy records. From when Natasha was seeing a counsellor during their marriage. Personal, private sessions about trauma and abuse. There's a handwritten note clipped to the front. Insurance if she tries to take everything. My hands shake as I flip through the pages. Natasha's most vulnerable moments, her deepest fears, all documented and saved by my brother as ammunition. Caroline, Mum's voice drifts down the stairs. What are you doing down there? I shove the folder under my arm and head back upstairs. Mum is standing at the top of the basement stairs, mascara streaked down her cheeks. What's that? Evidence? Evidence of what? I walk past her to the kitchen and spread the papers across the counter. Evidence that your son is worse than we thought. Mum peers over my shoulder. What is all this? Natasha's therapy records, medical information, personal documents that Riker stole during their marriage. Why would he have those? Blackmail, Mum. He was planning to use her trauma against her in the divorce. Mum's face goes white. That's not... Riker wouldn't what? Steal money, forge signatures, destroy people's lives for his own benefit. I laugh, but there's no humour in it. Mom, when are you going to stop making excuses for him? He's my son, and I'm your daughter. But that didn't stop you from throwing me away. She flinches like I hit her. I pull out my phone and scroll to Natasha's number. I got it from the return address on the letter. What are you doing? The right thing. The phone rings 3 times before a cautious voice answers. Hello? Natasha, this is Caroline, Riker's sister. Caroline, her voice softens slightly. I remember you, from the wedding. I have something that belongs to you. What do you mean? Therapy records, medical documents, personal papers that Riker took from your house. The silence on the other end stretches so long I think she hung up. He kept them. Her voice is barely a whisper. He kept them, along with a note about using them as insurance if you tried to take everything in the divorce. Oh my God. Natasha, I'm sorry. I had no idea he was capable of this. Where is he now? Arrested? About 20 minutes ago. Good. The word comes out sharp and final. Caroline, can you bring me those papers? I need to give them to my attorney. Of course, I'll drive them over tonight. Thank you. You have no idea what this means to me. After I hang up, Mom is staring at me like I'm a stranger. You're going to help her destroy your own brother. I'm going to help her get justice. He's family, Caroline. So was I, Mom. So was I. I gather up the papers and put them back in the folder. I'm driving these to Natasha tonight. When I get back, I want you gone. Gone where? I don't care. Motel, shelter, park bench. Anywhere but here. Caroline, please, I have nowhere to go. You should have thought of that before you gambled away my inheritance. I was trying to help the family. No, you were trying to help yourself, just like always. I head toward the front door, then stop. Mom? Yes? When Dad was dying, do you know what he told me? She shakes her head. He said this house would always be my home, that no matter what happened, I'd always have a place here. I turn to face her. He made me promise to take care of you if something happened to him. Caroline, I kept that promise for as long as I could, but you broke it the day you sold this house. You never meant a lot of things, Mom, but you did them anyway. I walk out the front door, leaving her standing in the hallway of the house she sold, the house I bought back, the house that was supposed to keep our family together but instead tore us apart. As I drive toward Natasha's apartment, I think about promises and betrayal, about family and loyalty, about the difference between forgiveness and justice. By the time I get back home, Mom's car is gone from the driveway. But there's a note taped to my front door. Caroline, I'm staying at the Comfort Inn on Highway 9, room 237. I know you don't want to see me, but I need you to know something about your father, something I should have told you years ago. Please call me. Mom. I crumple up the note and throw it in the trash. Some secrets are better left buried, but as I'm getting ready for bed, I find myself digging the note out of the garbage. Room 237. Something about my father. I stare at the note for a long time before finally putting it in the kitchen drawer next to the spare keys. Just in case. I don't sleep that night. Every time I close my eyes, I see Mom's handwriting. Something about your father. At 6 a.m., I give up and make coffee. The house feels different without them here, quieter but also emptier. I sit in Dad's chair and stare at the kitchen drawer where I put the note. By 8 a.m., I'm in my car driving to the Comfort Inn. Room 237 is on the second floor overlooking the parking lot. I knock twice before Mom opens the door. She looks like she hasn't slept either. Caroline, her voice is hoarse. I wasn't sure you'd come. I'm here, talk. She steps aside to let me in. The room smells like stale cigarettes and desperation. There's a suitcase open on the bed, clothes spilling out like she's been living out of it for weeks. Do you want coffee? The machine here is terrible, but... Mom, just tell me what you need to tell me. She sits on the edge of the bed, wringing her hands. It's about the house. about why your father really wanted you to have it. He wanted me to have it because it was our home. No, she shakes her head. There was more to it than that. I remain standing by the door, arms crossed. I'm listening. Your father, he knew about Riker, about his problems. Long before the divorces, before the drinking got bad. He knew. Knew what? About the stealing, the lying, the way he treated people. She takes a shaky breath. When Riker was 16, he stole money from your father's wallet, $200. When your dad confronted him, Riker looked him straight in the eye and lied about it. Teenagers steal money, Mum. That's not... He stole it to buy drugs, cocaine. Your father found the baggie in Riker's room. I sit down in the chair by the window. Dad never told me that. He didn't want you to think badly of your brother. But he started watching Riker more carefully after that. And what he saw... She trails off. What did he see? Riker stole from his girlfriends, from his friends. He cheated on every test he could, lied about everything, manipulated people to get what he wanted. Your father tried to get him help, but Riker just got better at hiding it. Why are you telling me this now? Mom stands up and walks to the window. Because your father changed his will 3 months before he died. He left the house entirely to you, not to both of us like I told you. The room goes silent except for the hum of the air conditioner. What? The house was always meant to be yours, only yours. Your father knew that if I inherited it, I'd eventually give it to Riker, and he knew Riker would destroy it. But you sold it anyway. I forged the documents. I told the lawyer that your father had changed his mind before he died, that he wanted us to inherit it jointly. I had power of attorney, so they believed me. I stare at her, trying to process what she just said. You committed fraud. I was trying to help Riker. You stole my inheritance. You literally stole it. Caroline, please, get out. What? I stand up, my whole body shaking with rage. Get out of this room. Get out of this town. Get out of my life. Caroline, you have to understand. I understand perfectly. Dad knew exactly what you and Riker were. He tried to protect me from both of you, and you stole from me anyway. I'm your mother. No, you're not. The words come out cold and final. A mother protects her children. A mother doesn't steal from them to enable their drug-addicted son. Riker is exactly what Dad said he was. A thief and a liar. And so are you. Mom starts crying, but I don't care anymore. The tears that used to make me feel guilty now just make me angry. I gave you a chance, I continue. I let you stay in my house. I gave you rules to follow, a way to earn your place back in my life. And what did you do? You called me mentally unstable behind my back. I was scared. Of what? Of being held accountable for your actions? Of losing you completely. You lost me 10 years ago when you sold my home. Everything since then has just been me figuring out how much I could forgive. And now I know the answer. Nothing. I can forgive nothing. I walk toward the door, then stop. Mum? Yes. Dad's workshop in the basement. I found something interesting when I was renovating. Her face goes pale. What? A safe, hidden behind the water heater. Want to guess what was in it? She doesn't answer. Copies of everything, the real will, documentation of Riker's thefts, evidence of your fraud. Dad knew you'd try to steal from me, so he made sure I'd have proof when I was old enough to use it. Caroline! I could have you arrested. Both of you. Fraud, forgery, theft. But I'm not going to. Why not? Because Dad wouldn't have wanted that. He would have wanted me to be better than both of you. I open the door and step into the hallway. Caroline, wait! I turn back one last time. Don't contact me again. Don't drive by my house. Don't ask Skylar for my number. Don't send birthday cards or Christmas presents. We're done." "You can't mean that. I've never meant anything more in my life. But we're family." "No, Mom. Family doesn't steal from each other. Family doesn't lie and manipulate and destroy each other's lives. You and Riker are strangers who happen to share my DNA. Caroline, please." I close the door and walk away, leaving her voice echoing in the hallway behind me. In the parking lot, I sit in my car for a long time, hands shaking on the steering wheel. Part of me wants to go back upstairs and take it all back, to forgive her one more time, to try to rebuild something from the wreckage of our family. But I don't. Instead, I drive home to my house. The house Dad meant for me to have. The house I bought back with my own money. The house where I can finally live in peace. As I pull into the driveway, I see Skylar sitting on my front porch with 2 cups of coffee and a concerned expression. "Rough morning?" she asks. "You could say that. Want to talk about it?" I take the coffee she offers and sit down beside her. "I just cut ties with my mother." "For good this time?" "For good this time." We sit in comfortable silence, watching the neighborhood wake up around us. Normal people living normal lives, dealing with normal problems. "Any regrets?" Skylar asks finally. I think about it for a long moment. "Yeah, I regret that it took me this long." Skylar and I are still sitting on the porch when my phone rings. Unknown number. "Caroline, this is Natasha." "Hi, how are you holding up?" "Better, actually, much better. The documents you brought me, my attorney says they're going to add blackmail and extortion to Riker's charges. He's looking at serious prison time now." "Good. There's something else, something I think you should know." I glance at Skylar, who raises her eyebrows. "What is it?" "The prosecutor wants to talk to you about your mother's involvement in the fraud. Apparently, when they dug deeper into Riker's finances, they found evidence that she helped him hide assets." My stomach drops. "What kind of evidence?" "Bank transfers. Joint accounts she opened for him under fake names. Caroline, she wasn't just enabling him. She was actively helping him steal from me." I close my eyes. Even now, even after everything, Mom found new ways to disappoint me. "What happens now?" "That's up to you. The prosecutor says they have enough to charge her, but they'd prefer to have your cooperation since you're the one who brought them the evidence." "I need to think about it." "Of course, but Caroline, thank you for everything. You gave me my life back." After I hang up, Skylar looks at me expectantly. "Mum's in deeper than I thought," I tell her. "Deeper how?" I explain about the prosecutor, the additional charges, the choice I have to make. "What are you going to do?" Before I can answer, another car pulls up. This one I recognize. It's Deacon's black BMW. He gets out slowly, like he's approaching a wild animal. "Caroline, can we talk?" "Depends. Are you here to apologize or make excuses?" "Apologize. Definitely apologize." Skylar stands up. "I'll give you some privacy." "Stay," I tell her. "Whatever Deacon has to say, he can say it in front of you." Deacon walks up to the porch but doesn't sit down. "I heard about Riker, about the arrest. And I wanted you to know that I never meant for any of this to happen. The investment, your mom losing the house money, it was supposed to be legitimate. But it wasn't." "No, it wasn't." He runs his hand through his hair. "The developer took everyone's money and disappeared. I lost everything too. My house, my savings, my marriage. I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. No, I'm supposed to feel sorry for you, and I do. What happened to you wasn't fair. What happened to me was that my mother chose to gamble away my inheritance on your recommendation. I know, and I've regretted it every day for 10 years. Have you?" He nods. "I tried to find the developer, hired private investigators, worked with the FBI. I wanted to get everyone's money back." "Did you?" "No. He's probably in some country without extradition treaties, living off our money." I study his face, looking for signs of deception, but he just looks tired and guilty. "Why are you here, Deacon?" "Because I heard you bought the house back, and I wanted to give you this." He pulls an envelope from his jacket pocket. "It's not much, $20,000. It's all I have left, but I want you to have it. I don't want your money. It's not my money, it's yours. It's part of what your mother lost on my stupid recommendation. 20,000 out of 250,000. It's all I have, Caroline. I wish it was more." I look at the envelope, then at him. "Keep it." "What? Keep your money, Deacon. I don't need it." "But I don't need your guilt money, and I don't need your apologies. I needed them 10 years ago when I was sleeping on couches and eating peanut butter sandwiches for dinner." He looks stricken. "Caroline, please." "I'm not angry at you anymore. I'm not angry at anyone anymore. I'm just done." "Done with what?" "Done carrying other people's guilt. Done making excuses for people who don't deserve them. Done pretending that family means something when it clearly doesn't." Deacon puts the envelope back in his pocket. "For what it's worth, your father would be proud of you." "Would he?" "He always said you were the strongest person he knew. Said you'd survive anything life threw at you." He was right. After Deacon leaves, Skylar and I go inside. The house feels peaceful now, like it's finally settled into being mine. "So, what are you going to do about the prosecutor?" she asks. "I'm going to tell them the truth. All of it. Even if it means your mom goes to prison. Especially if it means my mom goes to prison." My phone rings again. This time it's a number I don't recognize, but when I answer, the voice is familiar. "Caroline, this is your mother. I told you not to contact me. I'm at the police station. They want to talk to me about Riker's case, about the money." "Good. Caroline, please, I need a lawyer. I need help." "Then hire one." "I don't have any money for a lawyer." "That's not my problem. You're my daughter." "No, I'm not. I'm the person whose inheritance you stole. I'm the person whose childhood home you sold to fund your son's crimes. I'm the person you abandoned when I needed you most. Caroline, I'm also the person who's going to testify against you if they ask me to." The silence on the other end stretches for a long time. "I love you," she says finally. "No, you don't. You love the idea of me forgiving you so you can feel better about yourself, but I'm done making you feel better." I hang up and turn off my phone. Skylar pours us both wine, and we sit in my living room, the room where Dad used to read me bedtime stories, where Mom used to host her book club meetings, where Riker used to play video games and ignore his homework. "Any regrets?" Skylar asks. I look around the room, at the family photos I put back up, at Dad's chair where I sit every morning with my coffee, at the fireplace where we used to hang Christmas stockings. "Yeah," I say, "I regret that it took me so long to realize that some people aren't worth saving. Even family. Especially family, because they're the ones who can hurt you the most." We drink our wine in comfortable silence, and for the first time in 10 years, I feel completely at peace. Outside, the sun is setting behind the trees in my backyard, the same trees Dad planted when I was 5, the same yard where he taught me to throw a baseball and ride a bike. This house has seen a lot of pain, a lot of betrayal, a lot of broken promises, but it's also seen love and laughter and hope. And now it's mine. Really, truly mine. Some family you're born into, others you choose, and some you soberly evict.